This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, and also Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, both channels on YouTube. I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I'm thrilled to be here with you again for another episode of Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart, which everything is based on elevated listening, which is a concept that I have trademarked, and it includes 4 pillars to help us be better listeners, but ultimately to help us find inner peace. And everything we'll be talking about on this show and all future episodes is based on this book, Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. And so you're welcome to go and pick up a copy on Amazon or wherever fine books are sold. So today we're going to get into our next topic. Every episode is building on the one before. So we've looked at silence as a tool. We've looked at dropping our masks and being our authentic selves. We've looked at the courage of saying no. And today we're going to look at what it's like to continuously over-explain ourselves. And I'm going to give an example of that. So first of all, I'd like to just thank you for being here and let you know that I will be here every night. Soon I'm going to be traveling abroad, so the time that I will be broadcasting live will be changing, but I will put that in the show notes. So if you haven't done so yet, please go over to our YouTube channels, which are USA Global TV and Radio, and also Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and go ahead and subscribe there, because this way you'll be informed of all of our upcoming shows. We've got about 63 programs right now, so we've got something for everyone. All right, so imagine you are invited to a networking event. The event's Friday this week, and you know for a fact that you're not available. And instead of you just graciously saying, "Thank you for the invitation, I'm unavailable," you start explaining yourself. "Well, I'd really like to attend the event, but I have some other things, and I'm not sure if I can get out of them, or if I can find someone to sit with the children or have someone to make the dinner." And you start going on and on with this long, convoluted explanation. Have you ever heard of that expression, "You had me at hello"? Well, I'm already gone. I'm already gone with this long explanation, because really what the person wants to know, the person extending the invitation, is, are you interested, able, and willing to attend? And if you're not, that's okay. It's okay to say, "I'm not available." But instead of doing that, we come up with these over excuses and going through a long tirade about why we're unable to do something. So what is that based on? In my experience, it's based on fear. Fear of potentially not being asked again to attend the event. Fear of potentially hurting the person's feelings. And so when we're coming from a place of fear, that is a place of a lower vibration. And in my experience, we can come from a place of love or a place of fear. So it comes back to what I've been discussing almost every episode, which is about setting boundaries. When we set boundaries for ourselves, we are not consumed with guilt and worry and remorse because we've made a decision. We've made a decision based on following our intuition and based on our boundaries and what we're actually capable and incapable of doing. And I'll give you an example. So this particular week, I had my accounts hacked, a couple of my accounts. I'm not going to go into it. And the replacement cards for the accounts were not sent to me. They were sent somewhere else. And so I started thinking to myself, I don't know how I could possibly go and get them from wherever it was they were sent because my week is already pretty much structured. And so I did what I always do. I don't always do it immediately, I don't always do it well, but I start searching for the solution. What is the solution? Since this has happened, and it's concrete and it's a fact, then that puts me in a situation. And how will I resolve being in the situation? And it's by finding a solution. And so to me, that is typically the answer, looking for the solution. So if you're finding yourself in a situation where you're continuously, constantly, more often than not, over explaining yourself, there's something going on there that may be worth taking a look at. So you may ask yourself, what is really coming up for me? What is it about this invitation or this offer or this conversation that I'm starting to feel really uncomfortable about and am unable to find the courage of no? So we talked about that last night, the courage of saying no. And once you have that in your toolbox, once that is a skill set that you have mastered, you would be amazed at the amount of stress that you're going to let go of because you're no longer putting yourself into a position where you're compromising your integrity. You're compromising your capability for that particular time. And in addition, you're giving a gift to the other party, to the other person, because you're enabling them to go and find someone who truly is interested, willing, capable, and able of accepting the offer, the opportunity that they gave to them. One thing I have really found, and I've really dug my heels in on this one, is I no longer am chasing opportunities. I'm not chasing people. There are times when people will say, oh, I'd love to do this with you, or I'd love to do that with you. And then they kind of just disappear. And I say to myself, it's because they weren't fully committed. They weren't fully engaged. The timing wasn't right. And that's okay, because that enables me to spend my time doing something else. So instead of coming from a place of fear, I'm coming from a place of love. And the love is they're doing whatever it is that they need to do. If they circle back around and I'm still willing, able, and interested, then we can look at how can we do this together. But by continuously putting ourselves in a place where we are accepting engagements, invitations, opportunities, and it's not really sitting well with us, then we're doing ourselves a disservice as well as the other person. Think about a time in your life when you said yes and you truly wanted to say no. You said yes. And as soon as it came out of your mouth, you were thinking, oh no, I really don't want to do this. But then you start over explaining yourself. You might even say yes and then start making a bunch of excuses. And as soon as the excuses start, if the other person is listening and they're aware of what you're saying, what your body language is, they realize that you are not committed to whatever it is you're saying you're committed to. If you think about a relationship and you tell your partner, oh, I really love you, you really mean so much to me, and your behavior indicates otherwise, that is a mixed message. And it's the same thing with over explaining. On one hand, we're saying, yes, I'd like to do this. But then we start giving excuses and explanations, which indicate we don't really want to do this. So the two behaviors are not aligning. And when that happens and you're not aware of it, that's a red flag. It's a red flag because you're sending out a message. We've talked about this before. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. I've had situations where someone committed to do something and then they came up with an excuse after they already made the commitment. And then they came back later and said they wanted to do something. And then they broke that commitment as well. So to me, I have no judgment about that person or that situation. I just know that that person showed me who they are. So that's okay. That person is who they are, and I accept it. So in the future, if that person were to come to me and say, I'd like to do something else with you, my answer would be, no, thank you. No explanation, just no, thank you. Because the person showed me who they are. Now, if someone is truly apologetic and their behavior indicates as such, then that's a different story. If you can see that they have learned from this pattern that they've had and they come to and they say, hey, I just want to let you know I've made some commitments to you or for us, and I've broken them and I'm aware of it and I'm working on it. Okay. Go ahead, please go ahead and work on yourself. And thank you for sharing that. That takes a lot to step up and say, I'm holding up my hand. I am accountable. I am responsible. That is a good step toward changing your behavior. We've also talked about the fact that it is not possible to change anyone else's behavior. So if you're watching this now live or on the replay, or you're listening on an audio platform later, and you go to your family members or to people you work with, people you know, and you say, by the way, I happened to watch this TV show and I learned this, this, and this, and I'm very much aware of the fact that you are over explaining yourself. That's probably not going to go over too well because now you're being judgmental because of the three questions. Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true? And we've talked about this before. To you, it is the absolute truth. Okay, you watch this TV show, you heard an example of what over-explaining is, and you realize that there's someone in your life who's doing it, and you go and confront them. Well, they didn't ask for that feedback. Now, you could share a story and say, hey, something's coming up for me. I wonder if I might share it with you and see if it has any meaning to them. But otherwise, my suggestion is let's work on ourselves. Let's work on ourselves instead of going and pointing the finger at other people and what they're doing, because we can all find ways to improve ourselves. So let's say that we're the ones who are over explaining. Let's examine what is at the core of this. When you are invited to do something and it's not something that you want to do, how are you feeling? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel stressed out? Do you feel anxiety? Are you thinking to yourself, I don't know what to say. I don't know what the answer is because I don't want to do it. The answer is thank you, but no. And no excuses. We've talked about this in another episode. When we give the excuse is going to be evaluated based on whatever the invitation was. That person, obviously, if they're extending the invitation, that means a lot to them. And now you've provided an excuse that no matter what it is, will probably be evaluated. It will be judged. So don't offer it up. Just be direct. Just be professional, just be respectful and say, thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. Or just thank you, not today. Whatever it is you want to say it from your heart, say it with conviction, and don't open the door for debate. And here's another example, because I've seen people do this. I've actually done it myself in the past. You're in a relationship with a partner and it's not going well. So you do something, you have a conversation, you point things out about the other person, and you tell them, you know what, I'm through with this situation. But you're actually not through. You're using it as a test to see what the other person will do. And you're actually giving them power over you. And once you give your power away, it's difficult to get it back because with the power is also self esteem. So we want to keep our own power and we want to channel it in a positive way so that we can still find peace. Now, with everything that I've been sharing, if you've been watching any of the episodes, they all follow the same logic. The logic is that no one knows us better than we know ourselves. Yet, we think that other people might know us better, and we're so desperate for approval, for appreciation, for love, instead of getting it right here. As I've said before, no one can change anyone else's behavior. There's a statement that people make all the time. You made me feel this. No, no one can make you feel anything. How you feel about it is how you're reacting and how you're showing up. Someone can do something that upsets you, but the way you respond is on you. So if you are finding yourself in relationships, it could be personal or professional, where you are unable to say no, you're unable to be true to you, you're going to experience negative emotions because you've put yourself in a position that you don't want to be in. Now, here's a tip that I have, and this is something that I use every day. I rarely, if ever, will answer my phone because I don't know why someone's calling. I don't know what they're calling about. And I only have a certain amount of time in a day, just like you. So I am not going to give my energy, my time. Time is the most precious gift we have, to a person calling when I don't know what it is they want to discuss. Because most people will not ask for permission. You pick up the phone, you make a call, and you just start going on and on and on. It's very rare that someone will actually call and say, hello, I'd really like to speak to you. It's going to take about 15 minutes. Is now a good time? Instead, just because you answered the phone, they think it's carte blanche to just say whatever it is they want to say. And before you know it, you've been on the phone for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, while the person blah, 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 and your energy is totally drained. And so what do you want to do? You now want to call someone else and tell them, and so on and so on and so on. So I have a very hard and fast boundary, which is I do not answer the phone unless I know who's calling, how much time they need, and what the intent of the call is. So you might say to yourself, wow, you're really this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? That is judgment. That's in this book, judgment. To me, it's setting a boundary, because when I do give you the time, you have my complete and undivided attention. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be typing on the computer. I'm going to be researching something because I have a list of things that I want to get done. So my advice to you is to try it out. And it's not done with any ill intent. It's not meant to be mean or condescending. It's meant to give the other person a gift of your complete and undivided attention. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, I'm in a marriage, I'm in a relationship, I've got children, this doesn't apply. It certainly does apply. You teach people how to treat you. So we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And if you don't mind spending hours of your day on the phone, listening to people go on and on, okay, good for you. How much are you actually getting accomplished? And how much of yourself are you giving away in terms of your power? Because you don't have the ability to say no. But guess what? You do. It's a choice. You can choose to say no. You can choose to say, I'm not picking up the phone at this minute because I'm in the middle of doing something. And here's an example. I work out all the time, and many of you who follow me, you know this. I am still smiling thinking about the people who are in the middle of a strenuous workout class and they're texting. They're texting. Now, are you a medical doctor? Are you on call? I don't know. But if you're not, is it possible that you don't need to have the phone, that you could set a boundary for yourself and say, you know what? This is my workout. I own this time and I'm taking the time for me. There's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself, for celebrating you, for setting up fences and boundaries to protect yourself and protect your time, so that the time that you do give to another is worthwhile and meaningful. Let's take two scenarios. One scenario, you are with your partner, you're with a family member, and you are sitting at the table somewhere, you're at home or you're out, and you're talking to the person, and the whole time they're on the phone. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm going to order in a minute. Yeah, okay, yeah. How do you feel about that? And I see it all the time. Sometimes I see entire families that are all on their devices, and you wonder what they're thinking about spending X number of dollars, and it's like they're total strangers and nobody's curious about anyone else. Or you went out to a dinner or you're sitting at your family table and no phones allowed. Which experience do you think is going to be more rewarding? I sold loyalty programs for 20 some years. And to me, it's all about experiences. So the experience, the time that you spend with someone can be very valuable when you're completely and totally engaged. That is a gift. Think about what's going on in the world today. How often are people actually listening to each other? Or how often is it that it's a power play? It's a one-upman. Think about politics. It's all power play. So if you like to have a life that's other than that, a life that is filled with peace, that is minimizing the amount of drama, these are the tools and the tips that I am sharing with you. So let's go back to our topic today, the weight of over-explaining. I gave the example, and what happens is after you accept the invitation or you decline the invitation and you start explaining why, you start literally becoming unraveled. When you leave that interaction, there's a heaviness to it. Oh, I'm so dumb. Why did I do that? Why did I say all that? Why did I agree to do this? All negativity. And by the way, when you call yourself dumb, that's not nice. It's not kind and it's not true. It's just something that we do because we're so frustrated in the fact that we couldn't say no. And by the way, we have Renee with us. Hello, Renee. Thank you for being here. I didn't see your earlier messages. Renee, so important. Thank you. And also, we have to choose wisely. Absolutely. Thank you, Renee. Renee is joining us with a brand new TV show. It's coming up later this month. We're going to start posting about it very soon. And she's an outstanding coach. She's the founder of Yoga for Face. So you're going to want to get to know her and watch her programs. Watch the space for more information. Once we understand about over-explaining, we can decide not to do it anymore. You know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm going to thank the person for the invitation. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for calling. Thank you for reaching out. And then after that, there's no obligation. This is where the over-explaining starts to come into play, because now we feel unsettled. Okay, what do I say now? Oh, how am I supposed to respond? I can see the way she's looking at me. She really wants me to do this. For example, I'd really appreciate it if you could walk my dogs while I'm away. And you're thinking, walk the dogs? Or do you think you could stop in and water my plants and you're like, I'd have to drive half an hour. And then the person says, well, you're retired, right? Aren't you a housewife? I mean, is it that big of a deal? They start pressuring you, right? And saying things to manipulate you. It's called manipulation. And what's happening is you started standing tall, and the next thing you know, you're sort of like you're getting lower and lower and lower with all the pressure of the over explaining and the person's desire to get you to do what they want you to do. So I'm saying to you, take back your power. Better yet, don't give it away. And the way to do that is to set boundaries and ask permission. Before you decide to go and do something, say to the person, how would you feel if? And then you're going to know. Some people will say, you know what, just go ahead and do it and deal with it later. Okay, I don't personally love that one, because who wants to deal with a lot of aggravation and stress and drama later? And then the boundaries are so that there's a clear understanding of what you're willing to do, when you're willing to do it, and what that looks like. That is communication. And when people stray away from the communication, that's when things start to get cloudy. And that's when we start over explaining. So from the very beginning, just set the expectation for the relationship. And if you're in a relationship already and it's a long-term relationship, a lot of times what we see, and I've raising my hand, I've been right there, is a dysfunctional pattern of behavior because it's gone on for so long. And neither person wants to rock the boat because they're afraid of what's going to happen if they do. Now, I happen to be single and I plan on staying single. I really like having my life to myself and not having to check in with anyone. But I know many people who don't want to be single. In fact, as soon as they're single, they're unsingle. They're in a relationship. Set the boundaries from the very beginning. And if you're already in the relationship, at some point, maybe you can have a talk and say, I've been thinking about things. I'd love to have an hour of your time, if that's realistic, by the way. Don't just say an hour and you mean I need an entire week that I want to mentally beat you up. No. Say what it is you mean. I'd like to have an hour of your time. You know, on Saturday when you're around, would it be nice to have a conversation, just the two of us? I want to check in with you and see how you're doing. I want to let you know about how I'm doing, etc. And the other person might start to get nervous. Oh, what do you want to say to me? This happens all the time, by the way. If someone reaches out to you and you don't actually know why they want to speak to you, they don't give you an explanation, we start unraveling and thinking of the negatives. Oh, I wonder if my boss is going to fire me. Is that why he's calling me into the office? Oh, I wonder why my boyfriend said it like that. Does he want to break up with me? We have no idea what it is, but we start in our mind over explaining situations that we have no idea what the other person's thinking. Let's stop that. Let's stop putting words into other people's mouths. Let's stop over explaining for someone else. And let's stop over explaining for ourselves. We've got some more comments. Let's see. Renee, hello. This is a statement. Staying single. Yes, it is. It is definitely a statement. You know, it's funny. I said to someone recently that I am celibate and happy. They didn't like the fact that I said that. And I said, why? That's on you. I don't know why you don't like it, but that's okay, because that's what I am. And I'm very happy about it. I'm loving my life and the things that I'm doing. And so I'm trying to share my experiences, not just from my personal experience, but from my education and my work-life balance experiences to help you and the things that I put into the book. Because in my heart, I really believe there's goodness in all of us. And I want us to be able to stay true to who we are. And so when we give our power away to someone else, which can look many different ways, if you start getting highly emotional when you're having a conversation with someone, if you start thinking about something else, if you start judging them, you're no longer present. And when you're no longer present, you already gave your power away because you've just shown the other person who you are. And you're saying, you know what? I'm just not that interested in you. And they probably would appreciate and respect you more if you just told them instead of playing a game. So the next time someone asks you something and you do not want to do it, I'd like you to share this with me. I'd like you, if you're watching on YouTube, wherever you are, there's places you can leave comments, Facebook, wherever it is, leave a comment. This happened to me. The next time someone asks you to do something or you get an invitation and you don't want to do it, I would love to hear from you if you have taken my direction, which is thank them for the invitation and say no in a very polite and respectful manner. They may be upset initially because it's about them. They really wanted you to do it. Let's say they're having a birthday party and they really want you to be there. That's on them, right? Because that's what they want, but you don't want to go. So you end up going just to make them happy. And the whole time you're there, you're saying to yourself, why did I go and do this? Because I really don't want to be here. But yet they're happy. And the truth is, if you weren't there, how much of a difference would it have made? Be true to yourself. Listen to your intuition and learn how to say no without any explanation, let alone over-explaining. There's no explanation needed. You deliver it in a confident, polite, and respectful way. And if anything else is coming up for you, I want you to remember the 3 questions. Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true? And again, the part about being true, are you telling a half truth? Are you giving the entire truth like you would give to a jury or to a judge? Or are you taking the truth and taking part of it out, which is, you're right, it was Monday, but you forgot to include the rest of it. Okay, so before we speak, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Is the ultimate outcome going to be a kind and respectful relationship that is honest and based on truth? Or is it a power play? Think about it. All right, we've got some more comments. It's so quick to lose the power. Absolutely. This is Renee. Sports are helping with discipline for sure. Your body is your best friend. Absolutely. And awesome questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we would have more peace in the world. Thank you so much, Renee. I really appreciate you being here. I've talked about it before. When you're doing live television and it's just you, there's nobody here. I'm talking to this computer with these bright lights in my face. And I just got back from working out for 2 hours and it's getting late here. So I really appreciate Renee being here and encouraging me to keep going. So we're going to close out the show tonight. And what I want to do is, I think I mentioned to you that my new workbook is now available. So this book, Holy But Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment, there's now a workbook. So I've got all kinds of exercises in here and places where you can journal. And I just want to emphasize the fact that this book about judgment is not to judge you or anyone reading it. It's so we're aware when we are being judged and when we're judging others. We're humans. We judge all the time. But once we become aware of how and when we're judging, we can use our tools. We can use the 6-second pause to reflect and the 3 questions. Before I speak, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? I was really inspired the other day. Actually, 2 different women from different scenarios told me they had been in conversations or in groups, and in both cases, the people were talking about people who were not present. And in both cases, both women left because they said, I'm not going to be a party to the gossip. So when you're sharing a story about someone, to think, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Maybe the best thing is to say nothing and just work on yourself. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm working on myself And I specifically picked this time slot for me to do this show because I don't want to do it in this time slot. It's a pain in the neck. It's an inconvenience, but I'm doing it because hard things make our life better. And so thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening. As I shared at the top of the show, I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to be in different time zones. So I'm not going to be able to continue doing this for a month or so in this exact time slot. But I will be back again tomorrow at this time. Friday, I'm going to an event and I'll be back Saturday. So Thursday and Saturday, I will be here at this time. And then the rest of the month for November and the beginning of December, I will be at a different time, but I'll let you know. I'll put it into the show notes. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Renee, thank you for all of your wonderful input. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy that you are part of our beautiful family here at USA Global TV and Radio. If you're on YouTube, please do like, subscribe, and click on the bell. And we also have our own communities there on both of the YouTube channels. Also, at USA Global TV and Radio, we do press releases. We do commercials. So if you are interested in having a commercial or you have a big announcement and you want to do a press release, we love that. And then we'll interview you. It's a whole package. So until tomorrow, we will see you then. In the meantime, let's take a look at this commercial, which is called the Horseshoe Farm movie trailer. And I've got an exciting update that just happened today. I'm not going to share it right now because I'm in the middle of doing some things that have to be done before I can share it. But the Horseshoe Farm is a place that I went to for a retreat. I went there, I think, last month. Time goes by so fast, with a group called Meditation for Leadership. And so there was a lot of meditation and there was a lot of community. And I happened to meet with the owners of the Horseshoe Farm. And I thought to myself, this is a beautiful place. It's open to anyone in the world who wants to come. We only have slots for 14 people. So take a look at this. I did a lot of the video footage that you'll see. There's a couple of them that I didn't do. The stills are mine also. And then check it out. And if you're interested, email me because I'd love to have you join me. And we are going to be offering master classes and workshops. And there's a sweat lodge and there's an interesting tour about bees and honey and wine. So take a look. And if you're interested, I'd love to have you join us. It's June 3rd to the 6th in 2026 at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina in the United States of America. Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Horseshoe Farm has always been more than a destination. It's a living, breathing reflection of community, connection, and transformation. Once a humble family farmstead, it has evolved over the years to become a sanctuary for travelers, seekers, families, and friends alike. Originally reimagined by the Turchin family as an Airbnb property, the farm began its journey into hospitality with simple roots, welcoming guests to experience the beauty and peace of the sacred land. As word spread and the vision deepened, the property organically blossomed into a boutique resort, rooted in the values of slow living, intentional experiences, and the magic of gathering. Today, the Horseshoe Farm is a 90-acre experiential retreat that merges hospitality, wellness, and culinary excellence. It is home to the Stable Spa, the Silo Cookhouse, distinctive lodging options, and a curated calendar of events that nourish mind, body, and spirit. Our guest experience is designed to be both grounding and expansive, where the comforts of luxury meet with the simplicity of nature. At its core, the Horseshoe Farm is about transformation of land, of self, and of community. We are proud of where we've come from. We are confident in who we are today and excited for the road ahead. Hello, I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, also known as the Listening Mentor and President and Founder of USA Global TV and Radio. I had the opportunity, the pleasure of attending a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm just recently. I was so impressed with all of the opportunities that were presented to me in this glorious setting, as well as the highest level of customer service, that I've decided to put together a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, United States of America, June 3rd through the 6th, 2026. You can expect to have a beautiful time of relaxation combined with learning, community, collaboration. Do consider joining me in this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with nature. For more information, email me at drjacalyn@usaglobaltv.com.
When we speak, we don't hear. It's abundantly clear. Listening lace is creeping, and nobody's gonna win. Look someone in the eye. If you don't, they surely will cry. You don't hear a word I say, 'cause you always look straight away. Listening laces drive people crazy. Listening laces making us blue. Listening laces, communication goes hazy. Listening laces, listening laces. Da 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 da. Listening laces drive people crazy. Listening laces making us blue. Listening laces, communication goes hazy. Listening laces, listening laces. When you interrupt your friend, you will surely have to make amends. Lady Ella knows the way to help you listen better every day. And what's that?
It's listening lazy.
Ba-da-ba-ba. Listening laces drive people crazy. Listening laces making us blue. Listening laces, communication goes hazy. Listening laces, listening laces. Listening laces drive people crazy. Listening laces making us blue. Listening laces, communication goes hazy. Listening laces, listening laces, listening laces.
This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.